Hey, what's up, everybody? Lorenzo with Alternative City Comics. Welcome to Indie Comics Review. This week, I'm going to be doing 4 reviews of books I read last week. The first one is Department of Truth. I've been meaning to do Department of Truth for a while. This particular issue is number 6. Yeah, no, number 6. Number 6 that came out last week. This was a new artist. I think it's just an in-between artist and a couple in-between books while they're between story arcs. Some people had maybe some questions about this art, but after reading it, the story was pretty good. So I had no problem at all with the art. The art, wasn't. I think we had this artist from the beginning. Wouldn't have been that big a deal. I think people got accustomed to the kind of sketchy, blurry art from the previous artists, which worked well with the series. But it's kind of a, I guess, culture shock to see this this artist working on the book. Anyway, there's going to be a couple of spoilers because I figure everybody knows by now what the general premise of Department of Truth is. It's this agency. And they follow this one recruit that comes in the agency in issue 1, and his adventures into this agency. And the spoiler alert is, get ready, it's run by Lee Harvey Oswald. So Lee did not die in the post assassination of President Kennedy like everyone believed. And in this issue, Lee gets we get to see what happened to him right after he was rescued from being shot by Jack Ruby. So it starts with him speaking to this guy who tells him that he's going to have to read this entire library of secret books, and he's going to have to learn Latin to do so. After kind of lamenting his his fate, he gets to it and starts learning Latin and starts reading this book. And it's a book, I think, about the First Inquisition, and it tells a tale about this man who looks like a friar going on a mission, looking to find this woman in the woods who everyone calls a witch. And he does have an encounter with the woman with the X's on her eyes wearing the red dress, which as yet still remains a mystery. We don't know about her yet. Can't wait to have that revealed. And there's a very interesting reveal at the end of the book that I won't go into. But this series has been great so far. It's been optioned already for a TV series. The number 1 books are probably going up now. I think they're like $20-25 for a regular number 1 first printing. The second printings have all these have also increased in value. This is a good series. It talks about what we know as truth, what we accept as truth, and how truth is pretty much manipulated by this society. So yeah, you need to pick up a Department of Truth. You can probably get. I'm sure they have the trade out now if you want to just catch up to issue number 1 through 5. And issue 6, I think, and 7 are going to be like in between fillers, but there's still a lot of good story in between there. So I would suggest you join up and become part of the Department of Truth army that is forming now. People love this book. Next book is Two Moons. Two Moons is from Image also. It's by forgot. It is by John Arcudi and Valerio Giangiordano. This follows a young Union Army soldier named Virgil during the Civil War. As we join Virgil, he's having some kind of a nightmare. He's a native fighting for the Union, for the North, for the Union. So being a Native American, he's got ties to the spirituality of his people, and this this begins to form after he's been sent on a mission to the local hospital to pick up bandages and supplies for the soldiers. And as he approaches, as he enters the hospital, he sees, looks like his grandfather. His grandfather is sitting there on a bed in the corner. And he goes up to him and he says some things to him about iron. And he gets distracted for a second, and the nurse comes up to him and says, is that, you know this person? And for some reason, I guess he doesn't want to talk about his heritage. He's trying to just keep it low key. He says, I don't know this person. And it turns out that his grandfather was dead already, and he was just having another spiritual experience. There are some more spiritual experiences, supernatural experiences coming his way in this book, and Two Moons really shows this stuff in a great way. Gian Giordano's artwork is just fabulous, and the story is well written too. So I would totally recommend this book. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot to be revealed about Virgil's past and about whatever was happening with him as far as the supernatural goes. So yeah, it looks Two Moons is a good read. I would advise you folks to pick this up and enjoy it. The next book was a kind of a surprise for me. I totally just bought it for the cover. I was lucky enough to get the Silence of the Lambs homage cover, and I was just, wow, this is such a cool cover. I'm kind of a cover by kind of a guy sometimes. And once I read the book, it's from Image also, and it's written by Anthony Fleeces. Hope I'm pronouncing that right, and drawn by Trish Forrester. This book I thought was like maybe like a talking animal kind of a book. It's not. It's really showing the dog's point of view of this story that's happening. It opens with this dog, this little cute dog named Sophie. It's being taken to the vet by her owner. And they're talking about, the woman's feeling bad about having Sophie. There's just, being on the cold table, and she's freaking out, and she's trembling and everything. And then the doctor says, "Oh, don't worry, dogs don't remember anything. They'll forget all about this stuff tomorrow." And the next scene, we see, for some reason, Sophie is being taken to this house out in the country. And there's these animals and these dogs in there that are just like waiting for their master to come home. They're all excited and stuff. And they bring in Sophie, or he brings in Sophie, and they give her the once over, the big snifferoo that dogs always give a new dog when they see them. And there's something weird going on there. So she doesn't know why she's there. And the reason why she's there is revealed later on. I don't want to give away much of that, but the point of this story is it really tells the story from the dog's point of view, and they communicate with each other. They don't speak to people, obviously, but they communicate with each other, and how they communicate with each other there's kind of a parallel between these dogs and human behavior. You can see that's kind of a thing that they're drawing on in this story, and it's done very well. This team did some My Little Pony books, so they got the cute animal thing down, and the story is also very good. So this was a pleasant surprise. I'm gonna be. I think it's a 5-issue limited series, 5 or 6 issues. I never remember how many it is, but it's a limited series, and I'll be picking the rest of these up. So if you can find this book, especially, I think it's sold out a lot of places, but if you can find this book, you should pick it up and check it out. Last book is Marvel Voices. This is not really an indie book, but since it's kind of hyping young creators, young artists, and young writers, I kind of put it in that category, you know. So, and it consists of like 6 stories. There's a bonus story at the end. It's $4.99, which I think is kind of a. This could have been a $3.99 book, but I think it's kind of a money grab by Marvel. Big surprise. And there's some okay. There's like I think I like maybe 2 to 3 stories that are in there that were actually good. There's one written by John Ridley. It's actually not one of the better stories. Surprisingly, it's just a 3-page Miles Morales thing. The one that I really liked was this one called Decompression, and this one is this features Riri Williams, Miss Marvel, and Miss Marvel and who's the other? Oh, Shuri. Miss Marvel and Shuri are just kind of like having this like girls' night out, but they're just hanging out at the house, watching TV, talking and catching up. And there's no action in there, but it's kind of cool just to see these 3 young women interacting the way they are. Kind of the part of the young guns of Marvel coming up, and it was cool to see them hanging out and how they get along and all that stuff. There was another story called Panic at the grocery, or Panic at the supermarket, I think it is. And this one was kind of like I don't know. This was just Thor and She-Hulk and Monica Rambeau for some reason shopping, getting stuff for a cookout or something that Monica's mother is gonna do. So that one didn't move me all that much. But I think the best story in there is one with Domino. That's probably the longest, maybe 6 or 8 pages long, and that has probably the best artwork and the best story. Domino is drawn well, and it's really probably the feature story of the book. There is one called Nighttime at the Bodega. Or Nighttime Bodega Run, I think it is, or something like that, with Blade in it. That one's okay. And then there's a bonus story at the end that I didn't really get. I guess it's kind of some kind of a promotion that Marvel is running with Def Jam, and this is it's going to be a 3-month event. It's just one of the stories that are in here, I guess, to kick that event off, and it's by a musician or a rapper named Saint Bodhi, which I am unfamiliar with, which she's not in my demographic. But Saint Bodhi wrote this short story. I guess there are going to be other artists writing short stories as well soon. Hers was actually not bad. It's at the end of the book, and it's a Storm story. She talks about how she's been a comic fan and how Storm is her favorite character. And then she kind of plugs her album and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's it's one of those things. This is a book. I like to. It'd be nice to check it out to maybe boost the artists who are in it. But to be honest, if between me spending $5 on this book and spending it on a book that I buy normally, I would probably buy the other book. That's this. I hate to say it, but you probably get this book for $1 later on somewhere. But there's a couple of good stories in there, but not really worth the $4.99 that they're trying to get from us for it. So yeah, that's it. That's all for this Indie Comics review. Be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notifications button so you know when I'm making my next video. Until next week, I'll see you guys on the next video. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.